Hey you guys, I'm in my chicken yard and I just wanted to do a quick little clip about my bees. They are out and about today, and a lot of people think that it might be easier to keep bees in a milder climate like this, but it's actually kind of hard on the bees because they don't go into a dormant state, and they expend a lot of energy, and there's really not much blooming for them to get after right now, so they can spend a lot of energy in this awake state, so to speak. So that is why a lot of people feed their bees here in North Texas. But I know that I left plenty of honey for them for the winter, so I will need to watch out for the most vulnerable time, which is in the springtime, right before the bloom, when they might run out of the honey stores that I've left them. And so I will need to be watching them closer to spring and feeding them if necessary to get them through that little period where they might have a lack before we move on into springtime. So yeah, I'm glad they're out. It's always nice to see them and that they're doing well, even though I know this is really not always the best thing for them. But I'm glad they get a break. Nice weather. They can go get water. Everybody needs to get out, right? We're lucky we have that sunshiny day of opportunity to do that. Hey guys, this is Dash from Bloom Where You're Planted. It is a gorgeous day out today. Tomorrow is supposed to be rainy, so I have the whole day off today and I'm playing on my homestead. Join me. Getting a little help with the gutters from the Prophet. Prophet's helping me out on the homestead today. What do you want for payment, Eli?
Apples and corn dogs.
Apples and corn dogs. What kind of apple?
The Honey Crisp.
Honey Crisp. Not a bad payment for a day's work. Right now, I'm just cleaning up. I don't know about you guys, but our homestead seems to just collect junk and leaves on the patio, and so I'm just cleaning up. How about you? Does your homestead just get cluttered and need to be just cleaned up, put things where they belong from time to time? So that's what I'm doing now, and I've got a new toy that my neighbor gave me to try out. So let's give it a try. Woohoo! Now, why have I always wanted to try one of these babies? Shredded leaves, baby, for compost. I've always wanted to shred my leaves because it makes great compost. When you put leaves in the compost bin without being shredded, it really just takes a lot longer. So I run over them with my lawnmower, but yeah, I've always wanted to try this. It's pretty nifty. I like it. My compost pile has gotten in disarray. I've been meaning to rebuild it. So I've got some new bricks and we're gonna get that done. Before we put one on here, I think we better straighten this out.
much better. Celebrate! Yeah, fireworks!
It's never as easy as you think it will be, is it?
What's impossible?
Brick is so close to the fence. But I don't want to take all these bricks out to get it. Alright.
I didn't know you could grow dirt, Mom.
Yeah, you can grow dirt. It's called compost. That's a good way to look at it. Okay, let's see if we can get the brick on together, okay? Ready?
Okay.
Move, girls. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Move. It's not enough space now. We'll have to scoot those down a bit. No problem. We can do this. Yes, see? No problem. Okay. Goes down a bit. Oh, whoa. It fits. Okay. Now let's get the back done. Ready? Come around this way. 1, 2, 3. Yes.
Thumbs, like or opposable thumbs.
Okay, come around this way. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. Ready? Okay. Doing great. I'm gonna rake up everything in the chicken yard and put that in the compost too. So hopefully that will give me enough green or nitrogen to heat that pile up. Because I really need the carbon of the leaves and the nitrogen of something like coffee grounds. It's also a good thing for people who live in the city. And while you're getting your latte, get coffee grounds to put in your compost. Those really heat it up. All right. Get this yard raked up.
I'm digging up a mountain.
Oh, good. So you might be asking yourself, why does she have this big space back here? Well, let me tell you. When you do your compost in a corner like this, it's really tempting to just take it all the way up against the fence. But the fence will rot. But another thing happened to me, so I put a board there to keep, to keep it from rotting. I thought, well, I'll put a big board back there, take the compost all the way up against the fence, and it'll be great. Well, behind the board, fire ants built this enormous, tall nest. So, anyway, that's why the space is back here. And I really, really like having my compost bin with these bricks, with these cinder blocks. I'll show you why. See, by putting these cement blocks here, I use it as a lever and I've tripled my strength. How about that, Popeye? So compost is super easy to make. You just mix green with brown, like grass clippings, or coffee grounds if you can't get grass clippings at a certain time of year. And then leaves or straw. Preferably the leaves need to be chopped because it takes a really long time, almost all year, to make a batch of compost with whole leaves in your compost. So that is why I found that chopper so intriguing. And then it just needs to be stirred, and you need to add water, and you've got yourself a batch of compost after it heats up. And rabbit manure can go straight on the garden because it's cool manure. But chicken manure like cleaned out from beneath a chicken coop or anything needs to compost. It needs to have a while to heat up that compost pile so that it won't burn your plants. So that's pretty much compost, and how I make mine. It's especially easy when you have animals. A little harder to make compost when you don't have the nitrogen from the chicken manure to heat it up, but you can do it. Just grass clippings or coffee grounds and leaves. Rinse, stir, and repeat. I'm gonna put down a layer of fresh straw that I got in the fall from fall decorations so that they can poop all over that, and then it'll be more fuel for the compost. Here we go. The girls love it. They remove all the little seeds so I don't have to worry about grass growing up in my garden beds. So that's awesome. Well, that was a super fun way to spend last warm day before it gets cold and rainy tomorrow. So glad to have my compost bin built again and rocking, ready to go. Well, now I had better go and get that little boy corn dogs and apples because he worked hard today. All right, you guys, bye. See you later. Merry Christmas. That's it, girls. Make me some more compost.